Hi, second one today. I'm having a Kent fix. I've done a bit of an oast house and a very dull scene, but I will try to improve my mood slightly by making a brighter sky, brighter picture. I've just done this, just a doodle, just a sketch, based on memory, reference material, nothing really, just stands of trees, some buildings here. Some background here with some distant trees going off into the distance, very blue, some heavier greeny stuff here and some green fields. So that's what I'm going to work from. We'll see how we get on. Put it in front of me and I will wet the paper. I mentioned Roland Hilda in the previous one. Roland Hilda didn't really paint wet in wet that I know of. He used water, of course, to drag and create the effect, but I don't think he soaked the paper and painted into it. But he used for his major works, Arches, 300 pounds I believe, which doesn't need stretching, it doesn't buckle with all the water, it does wonderful things, very forgiving, and he would build up layer on layer of washes on the skies, and he would use tissue, I think, to blot out, lift out some areas. But he would wait till, or he would dry the underpainting, then he would go over it, and he would remove stuff, lift it out with a wet brush and blotting paper, all sorts of effects. But he was an absolute master of English landscape, superb painter. He did a calendar for many years running every winter, and it was much sought after. I've got quite a few of them myself that I've collected over the years. I do work from them, but if you're going to work from other artists, we all work from each other. Don't copy slavishly. Take a bit from here and there and do your own thing with it. We all do it. Writers do it. So nothing new. We take what is there and we add to it if we can. But this isn't based on a particular Roland Hilda or anything. It's just that he paints what I want to paint myself. So we wet the paper. So I'm going to put in the raw sienna, which always seems a bit of an optimistic colour. I'll clean it off a bit. Maybe a bit of red, a bit of yellow. Clean the yellow off. Right, okay, let's. That seems to have dried out pretty quickly. Get a bit of blue. Nice bit of blue, I think. Now, as the blue comes down to the horizon, it gets very much weaker. Just bring that over there. That just to be a foil for my green that I'm going to put on there. Let's just check that in. Could go a bit heavier with the blue. The skies have a lot of perspective as well, aerial perspective. Right, one of that is, I'll just take off the excess water there. Alright, now I want a bit of background blue. Just slightly greeny blue. Dry off a little bit. Got some yellow under there. And there. The raw sienna. just to show some sort of fields in the more bluey green. So I was coming down with this here. Right, let's get in with some darker colours, some darker bluey greens on this here. Just trying to show some distant type of trees now, just as a backdrop. Some can be a bit heavier. I'm hoping this will bleed out and go quite diffuse and give an impression of trees and fields going off all over the place in the background. But this is just to convey distance, it's not to convey any sort of form. Let's get up. So we'll put some heavier greens in there now. Payne's grey, bit of blue. We've got to carry on with the shape of this land here. So we'll just let's come across there. The sweep. I'm going to put the houses or things in there on top of this. I'm modifying the greens with blue. I'm adding blue to the yellow and Payne's grey. So I want some nice greens. I don't want it to get too muddy. And then I'll have some more there. Coming up here. The thicker the paint, the more it will register against on the wet surface. That's what I'm using. So that my painted palette is no wetter, if you can see that. Maybe if I put the light on. Not going to work. No. Right, where was I? Right, put some in there. This is the one disadvantage of working on the palette like this, where we let the paint dry and we can make it very portable because of its dryness. If you had a tray and use the paint straight out of the tube, you can get some lovely effects with it, except that you do waste quite a lot when you clean up. Well, that's coming on. That's okay. But just put to strengthen up that in there now. The thing is just to have fun with doing it, just enjoy it. It's not a chore. Something we choose to do. If we make some money out of it, great. It pays for the material. Just Dobson stuff here. Going on the blue side here. Good idea to take this sort of palette out with you. I did this last year in Cornwall. I didn't do a lot, but I just doodled stuff I haven't even looked at this since last year. Show you. Just make sketches of seaside views, Watergate Bay. Sketches, rubbish. Just looking towards St Austell with the Kaolin mountains of waste stuff. That's where much of the world's China clay comes from. Just little 4 sketches done with a rigger and a squirrel mop. Not the hay, because these are too small for the picture. Just coastal views, skies, shapes of peninsulas or the landmass. So just it means things to me. There's an emotional attachment to this because I spent time doing it. If you just say photographs, develop them some months later, or put them on your computer and go back to them, you think, why did I take that? It's because it's so easy to do. You don't spend time with the subject as you do when you're painting or drawing it. You get emotionally attached, and it does have an impact. It's good to do a sketch and take a photograph, and you get the best of both worlds. I'm running out of dry cloth now. Excuse me when I lean across you. Find an old nightie, not mine. Right, now I'm going to stretch the paper, which is grown, and I'm going to just detail in this foreground. So it's going to be yellows and greens, so a bit of wet brush. And then we'll have a brighter green here. Show the shape of the land. Let that dry. I'll give that a dry, give it a blast. Right, so I'm going to put in these trees, but I'm going to do them by shapes. Greens, Payne's grey, blue, yellow. No, I won't. I'll do the structure, the skeletons first, and then I'll go over them. Payne's grey, bit of blue, dryish brush. Let's just put them coming out of here. Blue on those ones. Trying to make them all different. I'll have to put in some rigger stuff just for the fine branches. But I don't want to destroy too much of my background. Because I quite like that. Rigger. put a canopy on that now. Dry brush again. I'm drying my brush on the piece of cloth. Always risky. It's better to be dry rather than too wet. Right, so I'll put a bit of green in there. And right, dry my brush. There's coagulation down the bottom end. Okay, that'll do. Let's put in some roofs with my yellow handled brush, which I seem to have mislaid. I've got it. Right, red, umber and don't want it too obvious. So light red roofs. Well, scenery. Right, that's just an impression of something going on there. Right, just a nothing there really. I'll put in some more trees around there. Big brush. Just strengthening these up a little bit here. Right, put a little bit of a head to our push here. Or a bit of something, just a bit of interest. brushing here. Right, okay, I don't think I can do much more to that. Give it a bit of a signature, just a Kent view through the villages, bit of distance here. But you have to remember that we are dry brushing, not dry brushing, we're painting wet in wet, and it has its own problems. The one problem it doesn't have is the leaning towards cauliflowers. It stays soft, and because you're stretching the paper as you go, as it expands, it stays flat with what you put on it, which is one of the joys. But it's so easy to make these things muddy. But we'll call this. I'll just strengthen up a little bit. We'll just call this Kent, through the Kent countryside or something like that. I'll think about it when I put it on YouTube. Just show some. Bit of detail in the hedgerow. What did I do there? Right, okay, well there you go. I hope you like it. I'll see what it looks like before I actually upload it. Thanks for watching. I'll put it in a mount and we can see how it goes. Let's see if that will add 50% to it. Quite a simple little watercolour. Kent scene. There we go. Get closer and you can see what I've done. Try to convey distance here, but the background has bled up. But never mind, that's not bothered. We've got a bit of a cloud shadow on this slope here and a bit of light on that one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.